Hi everyone, I'm instructor Rachel Loveridge, and in this brief lecture we'll walk through how to structure effective reader-centered paragraphs using the P.I.E method. Whether you're returning to school after a break or just getting familiar with academic writing, this approach can help you organize your ideas with clarity and confidence. Think of a paragraph like a slice of pie. Flaky top, gooey center, sturdy bottom. The P.I.E acronym stands for point, illustration, and explanation. Each part plays a vital role in supporting your overall argument and guiding your reader through your thinking. We'll talk about each of these things in more detail later on, but in short, the point is the claim that you are supporting or defending in the paragraph. Every single paragraph in your essay needs to have one. It's the purpose of the paragraph, why it's there. The illustration is the evidence or the support that you're using in order to show your reader that your point is true. These are the reasons that you're giving your reader as to why you're right when you are arguing just about anything. We'll talk about how different kinds of arguments require different kinds of illustration, different kinds of evidence. And the explanation is the reasoning or the discussion that you must provide that connects the dots between the illustration and the point. This is the part where you are kind of demonstrating and showing the way these things interact in order to make sure that your reader understands what you're saying. Every paragraph should begin with a clear point. This is the claim that you're making in that particular paragraph. It's not your thesis, but it's a smaller, focused argument that supports the main idea of your whole work. Think of your paragraph's point like a mini thesis. It tells the reader what the paragraph will prove. This should appear in a strong topic sentence, a direct statement at the beginning of the paragraph that outlines the work that the paragraph is supposed to do. This helps keep your writing nice and active, and it helps keep your argument clear. Most importantly, it keeps your work reader-centered by telling the reader exactly what a paragraph's purpose is and what they can expect from what's to come. Many of us were taught to put only one idea per paragraph, and that's still a really great guideline to follow. But in academic writing, that idea has to be argumentative. It should make a claim. If your paragraph lacks a clear point, your readers may struggle to see how it fits into your larger essay, how it's meant to support your overall argument, the focus of what it is you're trying to accomplish in this piece of writing you're producing. A strong topic sentence sets the stage for the rest of the paragraph, and it gives your audience a reason to keep reading. After you make your point, it's time to illustrate it. Just like the pictures in a children's book help readers understand the story, evidence in your paragraph helps your reader understand your claim. Now, this illustration might be a quotation, a statistic, an observation, or a well-reasoned discussion. What you choose depends on the genre of the writing you're doing, whether you're analyzing a novel, critiquing a speech, writing a rhetorical analysis, or a personal essay. No matter the genre, you must have some way to illustrate your point, and that illustration gives your paragraph substance. When you illustrate your point, the type of evidence you choose will depend not only on the genre of writing, but also on your purpose of writing, what you're trying to achieve in that particular paragraph. Different writing purposes call for different kinds of support. If your purpose is to analyze, you might use a close reading of a text, pulling short quotations that you can break down and interpret. If your goal is to persuade, you might draw on data, expert testimony, or real-world examples that appeal to your reader's sense of logic or their emotions. If you're writing to reflect, your own experiences and observations might serve as evidence. Genre and purpose often overlap, but thinking about what you're trying to do, inform, persuade, analyze, narrate, can help you choose the most effective form of illustration. The key is to make intentional choices. You have to ask yourself, what kind of evidence will best help me show my reader why my point is valid, why it's worth considering? Once you've presented your evidence, your job isn't done. Evidence on its own doesn't automatically prove your point. It needs your voice to shape its meaning. The explanation is where you, as the writer, step in to interpret and clarify how that evidence connects to the point of your paragraph. Think about it this way. The evidence can't speak for itself. It's your job to speak for it, to walk your reader through why that quote, that statistic, or that particular example matters. This part of the paragraph is often called analysis, which means taking a closer look and discussing how your evidence supports or proves your point. Strong explanation is always reader-centered. That means you're not just noting what the evidence says, you're not summarizing it. You're showing your reader exactly how it ties back to your paragraph's point and to your essay's thesis on the whole. Without this step, your reader is left doing the hardest part of the thinking for you. With it, you're guiding them clearly through your argument, helping them see the connections that you've made and why they matter. This is such an essential part of what a paragraph is supposed to do, and it's often the easiest part to forget about, the easiest part to miss. To really understand the power of explanation, let's consider a courtroom drama, like Law and Order. Imagine a defense attorney holding up a time card that shows that the defendant clocked in at work at 8:55 a.m. on the day of a crime. Now imagine they just show the jury that card and move on, saying nothing. The evidence is there, but does it prove anything on its own? Not really. The attorney still has to do the work of explaining why the time card matters. They might say if the defendant was at work at 8:55 a.m., then they couldn't possibly have been at the crime scene across town at the same time. It's that extra step, the connection between the evidence and the larger claim, that actually makes the argument persuasive. In your writing, you need to do the same thing. A quote from a source or a vivid example isn't enough. You need to tell your reader why it matters and how it supports your point. Otherwise, you're asking the reader to draw the connection on their own, and that's not fair or effective. The explanation is where your thinking becomes visible. It shows your reasoning, highlights your interpretation, it helps your reader follow your logic, and most importantly, it ties everything back to your point and to your overall thesis. That's what transforms a paragraph from a collection of facts into a clear and convincing portion of your argument. Let's bring it all together. When you're writing an academic paragraph, your job isn't just to fill space or summarize ideas. It's to make an argument and support it in a clear, structured way. That's where the P.I.E model becomes so valuable. You begin with a point, a focused, argumentative topic sentence that sets the direction for the paragraph. Then you provide illustration, some kind of evidence, example, or thoughtful discussion that helps your reader see what you mean. Finally, you offer an explanation, a few sentences at least that walk your reader through how that evidence proves your point, and ideally connects back to your larger thesis. If any one of these parts is missing, the paragraph can fall flat. But when all three are working together, you've got a paragraph that's really doing work in your essay. It's persuading, it's clear, it's grounded in evidence. As you practice this structure, it may feel a bit formulaic at first, but over time it will help you build stronger, more confident arguments. It's a tool to guide your thinking, not a rule to box you in. Use it to develop your voice, to clarify your ideas, and to build writing that's thoughtful and reader-centered. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the P.I.E method or how to apply it in your writing, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to support you as you develop your skills and your confidence as a writer. Remember, asking questions is part of learning. I really look forward to hearing from you this term.